Let's review how we solve linear equalities before we start graphing quadratic inequalities. To solve an inequality, you still want to get the variable alone, so we're going to add a -3 to both sides of the equation. We have 2x is greater than or equal to -8. Then we multiply both sides of the equation by 1/2, and since 1/2 is a positive number, we will not change the inequality. When you multiply or divide by a negative, the inequality changes its direction. We now have x is greater than or equal to -4. Not only do they want you to solve this, they also want you to graph this. So we need to put this on a number line. We indicate the number we're looking at is -4. We circle that on the number line because it says or equal to was included. We shade in this, and then we decide which way to go. Since it says x is greater than, we want to go here to the left. Another way to make sure that you're doing this correctly is to run a test. Test numbers on all sides of the numbers that you found in the original inequality to see what makes it true. So for this, we would want to test our -5 and something like the -3, and we test this in the original inequality. So when we put -5 in the original, we get -10 plus 3 is -7, greater than or equal to -5, and no, -7 is smaller, so that doesn't work. So that's why we did not shade -5. We shaded over here to -3. Let's test that one as well. So we put -3 in the original inequality. 2 times -3 is -6. Add 3 is -3. Is -3 greater than or equal to -5? Yes, it is larger, and that's why we shaded that way. To write this in interval notation, we would have a bracket starting here at -4, and then we go in the positive direction forever. Here's another equation. Let's attempt to solve this one as well. We'll add a -2 to both sides of the inequality. And now we have -4 is less than +12. Adding anything to both sides of an inequality will not change the way the inequality points. To get x alone, we're going to multiply both sides of the equation by a -1/4. And this is where it will affect the inequality. Anytime you multiply or divide by a negative, the inequality points the other way. So now we have x is greater than -3. And we want to graph that as well, so we make another number line. And once we put our numbers on the number line, we go find the number we're talking about, -3. This time we do not shade it because there's no line under the inequality. But again, it says x is greater than this number, so we're going off to the left. You could test this again. What would you be testing is the numbers around the number that you found as an answer. We don't test that answer, we test the numbers around it. We test -4 and -2. And where we test them is in the original inequality. So 2 minus 4 times -4. Well, 4 times -4 is -16. 2 minus -16 is +18. Is +18 less than +14? No, +18 is greater than, so we did not shade -4. So now we're going to test -2 in the original equation. And we have 2 times -4, 2 subtract 4 times -2, which is the same as 2 plus 8, which is 10. And is 10 less than 14? Yes. And so that's why we shaded where the -2 lived, and all the numbers greater than that. Writing that in interval notation, we would have a parenthesis for -3, because that is not included, and we go to infinity, and that always has a parenthesis.